Hey, as you guys see, I'm not using Ubu, which I did last week, and I felt like kind of like a doofus, so I refuse to look like a doofus 2 weeks in a row. I hope everybody's having a lovely Sunday, good Sunday, woohoo, or that wasn't meant to be religious, but happy Sunday to everybody. It depends on what you're doing, doesn't matter. Um, I'm Jay, or Janet, depends on who you talk to. This is gonna be my video on cheating. Um, I have a very lax view about cheating. I feel like I don't want to necessarily define it, but I did a lot of research on this topic, and there are 9 reasons proven why people cheat. So I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But my personal view on cheating is, I don't like it. I don't condone it. I don't tolerate it. I don't like it. I feel like there is no reason for you to cheat ever in a relationship. When it comes down to it, if you're so unhappy to go look other places and elsewhere, then you might as well leave your partner. Like, people get hurt, things get muddled, and things get confused, and I feel like cheating does nothing but, build up trust issues. I've been cheated on. I've never cheated. Um what I'm such a big like I'm such a big person about being honest. If I'm not happy, you're going to be the first person to know if you're my partner. And if you don't fix it, then it's pretty much over. I don't really see why cheat. Like, it really doesn't make any sense to me. It's like people want to have their cake and eat it too. I feel like that's why people cheat. But, you know, I made a list because I like lists, and I often forget what I'm saying when I'm on camera because I am a little shy. I actually started writing like what I wanted to say particularly because this is very important. A lot of people, a lot of relationships are going to experience cheating. It's a very often occurrence, and if you haven't experienced it yet, I hate to say it, but you probably will at some point. Um my opinion is pretty simple. I think cheating depends on the agreement of the relationship. It varies from relationship to relationship because what I constitute as cheating might not be what she constitutes as cheating, might not be what he constitutes as cheating. I mean, some relationships don't mind emotional cheating, and some don't mind physical cheating. Some allow a little bit of both, and some allow like neither, which is my relationship. I'm so pro monogamy, it's ridiculous. Like, when I have a partner, I do everything with that partner, and I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be. um you know Leaving out the people that are polyamorous and such, but that's another topic, another video for another day. um like, it's very simple in my opinion. I feel like cheating can be defined in 2 ways: anything that you have to hide from your partner, or anything that you feel guilty about that you've done should probably constitute as cheating. um like, the second thing that I would constitute as cheating would be like whatever like the relationship calls cheating, which is why people need to really be clear, because that's another reason why people cheat. It's because it's one of the things on the list. It says, the person, one of the parties, doesn't consider this cheating, so they do it, while the other person does consider it cheating. You can't assume in a relationship. It's so important to have open communication, and to sit down and talk about stuff like, what do you consider cheating, or exclusivity. Because, like, I know I've dated some people that move fast, and I don't necessarily like to move fast. I'm not really like the lesbian that likes to U-Haul it. So on the second date, my partner could already be thinking, oh, she's my girlfriend. And on the second date, I'm probably thinking, oh, I'm just still testing the water. So it's okay if I start talking to somebody else because it's not official yet. Um so I would make it very clear that cheating depends on the nature of a relationship. There's no set standard for what's right and what's wrong. Two individuals in a relationship really need to just talk about what they agree to without just assuming things, because that's a big thing. People assume. And it's not a good thing. Like, don't assume that your partner already knows what you think is cheating. This is something you have to talk about. I mean, in a relationship, I'm sorry, still reading what I have typed out here. In a relationship, I would hope that everyone discusses such important things. Like, I often fear that people enter relationships with their own assumptions about what the relationship is, yet never really coming to an actual agreement on it. I understand that my choice of lifestyle is unusual. Not me personally, but some people have unusual relationships. Um, Complicated relationships really require a greater amount of communication, but cheating should be something that's very, very defined. Now, what I want to get into, which is actually really interesting when I was doing my research about this video, was 9 reasons why people cheat. And I'm about to school you. So sit the fuck down, open up your books while I school you bitches. Um, my list here, this is very sloppily written. Um, there are 9 reasons why people cheat, and I'm gonna go into like a sentence about each. People cheat because they're bored. They're bored with the relationship, they're not very it's not very exciting. So they kind of just look for other things elsewhere. What else does that say about boredom? This is probably the most common reason. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna cite like where I'm getting all this information from because this is not copyrighted. This is not something that I've written, and I don't want to, get sued or anything like that. I actually got it off a Yahoo Shine article, and it's basically called 9 Reasons Why People Cheat, and it's by a guy named Rich. So big ups, Rich. I'm using your information. It's very good, and I thought it'd be very helpful for this video. Um, but basically, it says that he says the most common reason that people cheat, is boredom. And it's tough to keep that edge throughout the relationship. Things start to level off and you both realize that it's still real life. When you meet someone else, it's that inaugural excitement to a new relationship kicks back in. So you start to feel things that you haven't felt for a while. So you're like, oh my God, this is nice. Number 2 is dependence. Now, at first, cheating might seem like an independent behavior because it can be interpreted like you're doing what you want, or you're doing what you want when you want it. You kind of just like saying, screw the other person, I'm going to do what I want. But I would like to argue that cheating is a dependent behavior because cheating is dependent when you're not strong enough to break up with your significant other to get with the new person. Okay. Number 3 is confusion. Sometimes life or a particular situation can get to you when a perfect storm of confusion is going on in your head. You make mistakes and, you think irrationally and you think impulsive, and then you don't think about the good times that you've had with your partner. You kind of think of, well, I'm sick of this, that, and a third. So you're thinking, you're justifying it in your head, like why cheating is right. Number 4 is really simple. It's because they let you get away with it. And if any girl cheated on me, I'd break up with her immediately. That's personally me, because I have a zero tolerance for cheating. I would rather you break my heart in the worst way by telling me the truth than to friggin' keep letting me live a lie. You know what I'm saying? And forgiving a cheater, I think, is putting up with it, and it starts a vicious cycle. Like, that person who cheated on you may have lost respect for you and might continue to cheat on you because they know they can get away with it, because you'll continue to take them back. So the other party is thinking, oh, well, I'm having my cake and eating it too. I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want. So why not have my little side piece or my little thing on the side when I could have like my wife, or I could have my girlfriend, or I could have wifey. Let's see. Number 5 is nurturing. If someone's mistreating you, then your first instinct is to get away from him or her. But sometimes it's not that simple. Maybe you're raising kids together, or maybe you guys have a complicated relationship in general. I don't know. But if you feel bad, if you feel like you're trapped in a bad relationship, then it's only natural that you'll want to run to open arms to somebody that treats you better. I mean, that's just instinct. It's human nature. You want to kind of make the other person happy without breaking their heart, but at the same time you want to feel like you're getting what you need out of your relationship. And that's another reason why communication is such a big thing. Like, you have to communicate these things because you're together, but at the same time you're two separate entities, meaning person A isn't necessarily knowing what person B is thinking unless they talk about it. So you can't assume that your partner knows you so well that they can just read your mind and see through you and expect to be the perfect me. It's just no relationship is ever perfect. So nurturing. Number 6 is revenge. It's really simple. And I hate to say this one is one of the worst ones on the list, I think, but it happens all the time, especially in people like my generation. It's like, kind of like an eye for an eye thing. Like, they cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat on them. And they continuously like hurt and abuse me in some type of way, so I'm going to hurt them to get them back by cheating. Never a good combination. If you ever feel like you have to do that, then it's pretty much kaput for the relationship, in my opinion. Um, Oh, by the way, I'm sorry if I'm shivering a little bit. I've been wanting to get up to close my window for the longest time, but I refuse to get up and close my window because I don't have editing skills. Because as my fam knows, radio fam, people watching this video, as they know, I'm a hippie and I don't know how to edit. So I'm pretty much doing this in one take. So if something's not perfect, don't put me in the guillotine and want to chop my head off. So number 6 is revenge. I just said that one. Number 7 is confirmation of attractiveness. When you're in a long relationship, basically, and your significant other is kind of taking you for granted, you begin to wonder if you're even still attractive. And when somebody comes along and tells you, oh my God, you're so beautiful, want to sweep you off your feet, you feel like, shit, I'm the shit and I look good, and it makes you feel nice. So of course you're going to keep doing things that make you feel nice. Number 7 is the thrill. Some people just enjoy the thrill of the chase, like, running around secretly, risk getting caught, and creating thrilling moments with a forbidden romance. Some people just like to have that exciting part of a relationship. And, you shouldn't necessarily be in a relationship for excitement. But if you do crave excitement, find excitement with your partner. Find different things that you guys can do as opposed to cheating on them. I think that's just a recipe for disaster. And number 9, last but not least, is something I already touched on in the beginning of this video, is because it was they don't consider it cheating even if you might. Now, when I go into this one, it's going to be a little muddled. It's going to be kind of hard to explain, and I hope you just, stay with me. But relationships all have like a gray area. Each relationship has like a black, has a white, but it's mostly just gray area. And it's usually right before you become exclusive. And I already touched upon this. This is how I think, because my partners usually move fast. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, Papa John's. Ooh. Anyway, basically she thinks that date number 4 means you're together. And you think date number 2 is when you're together. If you haven't talked about exclusivity and you haven't really communicated about this issue, then someone might think that they're within their rights to see other people, even though the other person in the relationship may not. Now, the reason why I initially gave you all these reasons why people cheat is to, help you find clarity in what's going on in your relationship, or to just, give you an inside mind of a cheater and what they could be thinking, and that maybe the sole purpose isn't to just hurt you. It could be because they're not getting something that they should be getting from you, or something that they feel they deserve to get from you. Now, by reading this list, I don't want you to think that I'm condoning cheating, because like I said at the beginning of the list, I do not condone it. I do not tolerate it. I think it's wrong. And if you're cheating, it makes you dirty, dirty liar. And you should have the balls, the she balls, because I have she balls. You should have the balls to be honest with your partner. And if you're not honest with your partner, then it leaves me with this question: why are you guys even together if you feel like you can't be completely 100% honest?